Good, good morning. Happy Sabbath. Please keep me in your prayers. I'm a little nervous today. I don't know why I'm holding the mic after a very long time. So as I speak, please pray for me in your minds. Okay, so today I'm going to take feature talk. This was a message I heard. This was actually a message Shelby Anna took in High Street Church, and I liked it a lot, and it related to a lot to a feature talk. So I cut short the message for you all. So today's feature talk is about when I can't do anything. When let's say, okay, at least for us, a little off late, we've been hearing a lot of people are falling sick. Few of our close ones passed away, and all of you can relate, right? You know that you cannot do anything, even if you want to do something. We just know that we cannot do anything in such situations. The least we can do is tell a prayer for them, right? But there are 4 points that I'm going to talk today. I'll be quick. So, we all know about the story of Jairus and the bleeding woman. So, if we turn our Bibles to Mark 3:15, Mark chapter 5, verses 35. Mark chapter 5, verses 35. I'll read it. While he was still speaking, someone came from the ruler of the synagogue's house who said, "Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further?" So if you emphasize on this, your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further? So we all know this story where Jairus comes to Jesus and he tells that this is the situation, this is happening. Please come to my house. He's in a rush, like come fast. Among so many people, Jesus is walking. There are hundreds of people touching him as he walks, but there was this one woman who touched him, and Jesus felt that, right? That was the power that went out of Jesus. Jesus felt that. In such a hurry, Jairus is in a hurry. He wants to take Jesus quickly to his house. But Jesus stops there. He stops and asks, "Who touched me?" Right? He goes and asks, "Who touched me?" But after a very long time, say, nobody speaks. Jesus still stood there and kept on asking, "Who touched me?" Then the lady comes out and then she tells that, this is her story. Even when Jesus knew what her story was, Jesus knew what she was going through. So she keeps, telling her story to Jesus. But Jesus is still standing there and Jairus is still over there in a hurry. So if you look at 4 points of when I cannot do anything, what we can actually do, I'll come back to the story again. This was just a brief of it. The first point is respect the divine delay. If we read Psalms chapter 14 verses 27, Psalms chapter 14 verses 27. One second. Okay, I'm sorry, maybe it's a wrong verse. Which is that verse? Wait on the Lord. There are many verses. I know there are many verses. Isaiah also has it. Psalms also has it, I think. 27:14, right? Yeah. Psalms 27:14. Okay, we all know that verse, right? Wait on the Lord. And there are yeah. So, what are we supposed to do when we know we cannot do anything? First one is respect the divine delay. You know it's happening for a reason, right? So, what are we supposed to do? Respect the divine delay. Now, even in this situation, in the story, Jairus is still waiting. He's still listening. He's still being patient over there. He is respecting God's divine delay, right? He knows that this is happening for a reason. He's still waiting there. Even when he knows he has to rush Jesus there, and he is in a hurry. That was the first point. Second point, listen to his voice, right? we have to be open to listen to Jesus' voice. It can be through anyone. It can be through a believer, it can be through a non-believer. It can sometimes even be someone who is younger to you. But what do? If it's someone younger to us, we say, how can you tell me? I have more experience than you, I've seen the world more than you. Which we are not supposed to do. Ideally, you're supposed to listen, you're supposed to be calm, and you're supposed to understand that it might be Jesus talking to you. He might be giving you a solution. I'm sure each one of you would have experienced it somewhere or the other in any of your given time in life. So we have to be an open listener. Now, the third point, be not afraid. When we know we cannot do anything, even when it comes to our personal lives, Jesus repeated the verse 366 times in the Bible, even considering leap year. Considering this year is leap year, do not be afraid is repeated 366 times in the Bible. So we have this verse to give us assurance that we don't have to be afraid of anything in any situation, but to respect the divine delay, to listen to his voice, and be confident that he will take care of everything. The fourth point, the last point, keep on believing, right? So never give up. In any situation in your life, you know that you don't have to be afraid. You have a verse 366 times, maybe sometimes 365 times each year. You know you don't have to be afraid of anything in your life. What we have to do is just keep believing in God, trust in him that he'll take care of you. What did Jairus do in this situation? He was patiently waiting there, and now I'll give you an example. If we have to step out anywhere, we are in a rush. Suppose we are getting late for work. We are in a rush. We know we are late. We rush everything else. At that point, if you get a call, how would you speak? You speak in a rush? Say, yeah, tell me. You say, tell me, so that the other person understands that you're in a rush, and you ask them to keep the call fast. And you say, and then the person starts from saying, no, you know what happened day before yesterday. And you're like, you cannot go to day before yesterday. I'm in a rush. You have to speak fast. But what did Jairus do here? He was still listening to him patiently. He was still listening to that lady's story patiently. And what did Jesus do in this situation? He's going on asking that woman, tell me your story. And she goes back to 12 years back. 12 years back. There even Jairus had, a lesson to learn, not a lesson to learn, but he also goes back where his daughter was growing strong 12 years back in the temple, where maybe she was a baby or her dedication was happening or something of that sort. This lady here was still bleeding for 12 whole years, and the daughter now is 12 years, where she was growing strong, and all of a sudden she's on the bed asleep, and everybody says that she is dead, and this woman here is falling sick. And there Jairus has a lesson to learn, and he goes back and he gets his answer of what was happening to his daughter then and what was happening to the woman now. And the woman was not allowed into the temple, saying, no, you are unclean, you cannot come, and all of that. But still, Jairus stood there listening to the woman's story. He got an answer because he listened to the voice of the woman speaking, and he kept believing that Jesus will go there and heal. He patiently stood there and he heard. And the end of the story we all know, that because Jairus did not give up, he kept believing. Jesus went there and he brought Jairus' daughter back to life. So what were the 4 points we learned? First, respect the divine delay. Listen to his voice, be it from anyone. Just be opening to listen. Don't rush into saying, I know what you're talking about. Be not afraid. We have that affirmation for each and every day, and keep on believing. I hope this was helpful for you all. It was personally helpful to me a lot. Even while I was attending the whole sermon, there's a lot to it, but I've cut short it a lot for you all to understand. And even while I was preparing for this feature talk, I had a lot of thoughts that came into my mind too. I hope this was a blessing to all of you. Thank you.